Hey guys, I'm John. Oni is actually not here today. Basically, what with the coronavirus, COVID-19, all that stuff going around, we're basically, we gotta do our part and follow the quarantine and everything, so Oni could not come over today. He couldn't make it for our recording session, and we were gonna run out of stuff that we had already recorded, so I'm just here I already talked, I talked to him about it. He said that's fine. We gotta get the stuff we gotta get. So, just gonna record a few things here on my own. Beautiful. And, yeah, I'll try and keep this, as entertaining as I can on my own. But, yeah, so, we're not entirely sure how long, god damn it, the whole fucking quarantine situation and all that is going to, be on for. So we're not sure entirely exactly how long it's gonna be, until we can get together again in the same place to record, some stuff. But, hopefully we'll be able to get back together soon and, continue bringing you guys more of the amazing, fantastic, super high quality content that you guys know and tolerate. So, come on. Oh, fuck you! And boing, boing, boing. Boing. So, I'm sure a lot of you probably saw that, so as I'm recording, god damn it, as I'm recording this, it's, currently Friday the 27th, and, today is also the day that, episode 13 of Speaking Simulator went up on our channel, earlier today, as of, the time I'm being recording this, and, I'm sure I've mentioned before, I am a fan of Game Grumps, and lo and behold, yesterday on Thursday, Game Grumps started their own playthrough of Speaking Simulator, just as we were just about finishing with it. So I'm just like, oh, well, there goes any chance that'll ever get any views at all. Anybody ever, like, because one of the reasons we picked Speaking Simulator, one of the reasons we picked Human Rocket Person, is because, if we try to do those super, like, mainstream, really popular games, we'd basically be... Come on. God damn it! We'd basically be trying to compete with all of the really big YouTube channels. If somebody searches for... If we do, like, a Minecraft video, for example, and somebody searches for Minecraft Let's Play or anything of that nature, the really big channels that have a bajillion, 100,000 plus subscribers and tens of millions of views and all this, that, and the other thing, they're going to show up in the search way, way, way before we are, so if we tried to do those types of games, we'd basically never have any chance of ever getting seen, because in the suggested videos, or if, like, YouTube picks something related to autoplay next, or for the search, we'd basically have no chance of competing in those search rankings with all of those much bigger, much more popular Let's Play channels. So we kind of picked a lot of the stuff that we picked because, as far as we could tell... Damn it, come on. Fuck. There weren't a lot of... Damn it! There weren't a lot of larger channels that had done these games. So then it's like, oh, we did Speaking Simulator, and that's been one of... nothing we've done so far has gotten more than, like, maybe a dozen views or so. I don't think some got like a couple dozen, but yeah, like we're really hardly breaking any records here. But Speaking Simulator was the one that would consistently get, a couple dozen views. God damn it, a couple dozen views or so per episode, and then it's like that's like our most, for lack of a better word, popular series so far, and it's like, oh well, there goes that. But, I am a big fan of the Game Grumps, so I'm sure they'll probably, well, I don't know whether or not they'll actually, do better at the game, because Aaron is not exactly the most fantastic. Not that I am either, but he's not the most fantastic gamer in the world. Which part of me thinks that he, like, a lot of that might just be, like, for the comedy. Like, sometimes I think it is him genuinely screwing up. Sometimes I think it's, like, him just pretending to, or intentionally screwing up for comedic effect. So who knows? But, you know. So who knows whether or not they'll, actually, am I stuck? God damn it. Fuck! Damn it! This is fucking impossible! Who knows whether or not they'll actually, oh, come on, do better at the actual game than us, but I'm sure they'll do it a lot more, a lot funnier than we did, so go check that out if, as if they, need any help getting more views to their stuff. Boing. Boing, boing, boing. Yeah, but when I saw that, I was just kind of like, oh, come on! Oh, fuck! Because I've had that sort of thing happen sometimes before, where it's like, you ever have that where it's like, you try and do something that's like, you think you have a neat idea, and like, yeah, you're not like the fucking, you know, you're not Leonardo da Vinci or anything, but, you know, god damn it, you figure out like a unique take on something, or you have what seems like an actual original idea, and then you go and do it, and then somebody else that's like much more popular and well known comes and just does it, and then it's like, oh, well, fuck my thing, I guess. And that is not at all to like say anything bad about the Game Grumps or anything of that nature. It's just like, you know, it could, I'm sure I guarantee they weren't even aware of the existence of our playthrough, or even, you know, our channel. So it's not like they were, you know, trying to, like, oh, they were stealing my idea. Nothing like that. It's just like, you know, the timing and the coincidence of like, oh, I just went and I did this thing, and I thought it was actually kind of decent, and then somebody, oh, fuck! Damn it! Somebody bigger and like much more well known and everything comes and does it, and like that's what gets all the attention and everything. I've had that happen a couple times with like a couple of cosplays that I've done. Like I don't know if you guys remember a few years back where like Nigel Thornberry memes were like the really big thing that oh fucking come on! Ugh. Blech. I don't know if you guys remember fucking Nigel Thornberry memes were like the hot thing or whatever you want to call it, for a while back, a few years back there, and like I looked around and I searched on Google and I searched on like DeviantArt and Instagram and, you know, on Facebook and all this other thing, and I couldn't really find anybody who had done a Nigel Thornberry cosplay yet. And I'm like, oh my god, this, you know, I could do this. This would be relatively, you know, within my capabilities to set this up and make this, and I could, you know, do the voice, and, you know, it'd be funny and people would love it. And so I went and I ordered all the fabric and, you know, the pieces, everything I would need to make the giant fake nose, and I got giant fake teeth and stuff to make the mustache and hair dye, and I bought like the safari jacket outfit and all this, that, and the other thing. And then within a couple days of getting all that in and starting to work on it, I see like 4 or 5 different places where like these big cosplayers are just like, oh, this person did this Nigel Thornberry cosplay at this convention that was this past weekend. And it's like, so now it's like, oh, well, okay. Half the fun of, or half the reason I want to do this was to be like, oh, I could be like the first one to really do this. And it's like, nope. And then, I don't know if you guys remember, that, oh, come on. Fuck. Fucking ass! My cat's sitting on the edge of the couch because Oni's not here. Oni's allergic, so I have to put the cats upstairs whenever he comes over, but he's not here, so my cat is sitting on the edge of the couch. And every time I shout, he just jumps and stares at me for a few seconds. Why, senpai? Senpai. Come here, little nugget. Yeah, my one cat's name is Senpai. because my wife is a fucking weeb in denial. I'm just openly a weeb. But she pretends that she's not. Am I like sinking through the rock here? Or I guess that's just because it's on a slope, I guess. But yeah, our one cat's name is Senpai. Another one of our other cats' names is Harlow. And our third cat's name is Ash. And there are fuzzy little babies. Come on. Come on. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so I don't know if you guys remember that old Nickelodeon show, Danny Phantom. Or there was the one minor joke, god damn it, like joke villain type character named the Box Ghost. And his whole thing was that he was just like a warehouse worker or whatever, and he had basically, you know, well, to say it the way he, I am the Box Ghost! I have power over all containers, cardboard and square! Beware! And like that, yeah, he would like shout like that, god damn it. And he would shout like that, and he would always just say, beware! My voice fucked up right there, but yeah. So, I made this Box Ghost cosplay. It was fairly decently accurate, you know, mostly a closet cosplay, nothing really custom needed to be made. It was just denim overalls and like a wool hat and work gloves and work boots and blue paint and everything, and I carried around a cardboard box. God fucking damn it. But like, again, like I looked around like, oh, it doesn't look like there's really been at this point. This was some years ago too, by the way. Like I was partially just because like, you know, I did want to see, is this something that's been done to death? Is this something that, you know, tons of people have done before? Partially because of that, but also partially to like see if I could find like reference photos. See like, oh, let's see if somebody else has. God fucking shit ass fuck. To see if somebody else had done it. Like, how did they do it? How did they, you know, maybe get some inspiration and everything? And I couldn't really find any results where anybody else had really done this cosplay. Not only Danny Phantom, or not only the Box Ghost from Danny Phantom, but I could barely find anything at all from like actual Danny Phantom cosplays. And like all the main ones were like, you know, Danny himself and maybe Sam. But I couldn't. There was nothing of the Box Ghost and hardly anything of, you know, cosplays from Danny Phantom at all. And so I went and I did my Box Ghost, and I took it to this one convention. And it was okay. People enjoyed it. People thought it was funny. People laughed. I was go beware, you know, all that. God fucking fuck. And then like the next convention I went to after that, there were like dozens of Danny Phantom cosplayers. There were at least 2 other Box Ghosts, like 3 people cosplaying Ember. There were a bunch of Dannys, a bunch of Sams, 1 or 2 Tuckers, and then there were also a bunch of like the Danny with an I instead of a Y, which was like, oh fuck this, really, fucking, oh, I'm gonna die here. Oh, I survived. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Danny with an I, which is like the younger female clone of Danny that like Vlad made, and then they just decided, oh, she's my cousin. That was like the cover story or whatever. But there were a few of that, and then it's just like the next convention I went to, like there was that. So like I took my Box Ghost to the one convention, and there were no other Danny Phantom cosplayers. Then I went to another convention, and there were like a dozen, and like even a few Box Ghosts. And then all of a sudden, I start seeing Danny Phantom cosplays popping up fucking all over on Facebook, and I was in, you know, all kinds of different Facebook groups for like cosplay and the different conventions I go to, or ones I might want to go to in the future. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing all these photos and all these cosplays of all these Danny Phantom cosplays fucking everywhere. And it's like, where the fuck were these people when I... God damn it! Fuck. When I did, like, my fucking Box Ghost cosplay, and, like, you know, we could have done, like, group shoots and this, that, and the other thing. Or even it's like, you know, partially that, but partially also, like, oh, I did the, like, I went and I looked, and, like, it didn't really look like anybody had done it. So I was kind of like, I don't want to say, oh, I was the first, I came up with it. Nothing like that. But, you know, it is like, oh, this is something that not a lot of people have done. And that's kind of neat that I'm going to be one of the few people who have done it so far. And then I go and do that. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, now fucking everybody's done it. And you know, it's like kind of like, oh, I was kind of like one of the first to do it, and now you know I'm just getting buried under the flood of all these other people doing it. Or you know, people will say, oh, well, you're just doing it to jump on the bandwagon because people. Oh, fuck. Wait, let's see if can I rock myself forward? No, I'm gonna slide back. Fuck! God! Come on! I think it's the farthest I've ever fucking gotten here. But, you know, they say, like, oh, you're just doing it because fucking X, Y, and Z did it. And it's like, it's just frustrating, you know? Ugh. So how's your guys' day been? Have you been fucking... Has your state or country or whatever had to fucking lock down yet? Our state is like... They haven't officially, like, issued, like, you know, all these orders and other thing, but all the non-essential businesses have been shut down. And of course, like, oh, all the fucking stores and everything are empty of all this, that, and the other thing. Which, by the way, to anyone listening, for fuck's sake, don't go and, like, hoard shit. God damn it, if people just bought, like, the normal amounts they normally would, then nobody would be out of anything, you know? It's not like you actually need to fucking... The one thing I don't understand is, like, why toilet paper? Like, if you get... Corona is, like, a strain of the flu, or something like that. So, like, if you get it, your nose is gonna be running, not your ass is gonna be running. So I would have thought, like, oh, people would stock up on, you know, hoard all the fucking tissues, but they're... Why the toilet paper, you know? Ugh. Come on. I think I might call this. Damn it. Come... I think I might call this an episode if I die here. Damn it, fuck. I can do it, you can do it, I can do it, come on. You can do it. God fucking shit ass! Alright, well, we'll call that an episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!